Hey guys, I got an awesome question. Just asking how to put on some size while you're playing at a high level in sport. Basically, there's three things you need to cover in order to put on a lot of clean size while training at a high intensity for your sport. Your training, your diet, and your supplementation. So I'll go through each one of those now. Basically, the most important one first, as I always say, this is your diet. You need to be eating the right foods to support your body for growth. If performance is your number one goal, and putting on size is closely tied to that, you need to be eating enough calories. So if your maintenance calories is 2,000 calories to stay that weight, and you're burning 5, 6, 700 playing your sport, and you're trying to put on some size, you're probably going to need to be eating about 3,500 calories a day just to facilitate that extra muscle growth and size that you're trying to put on while competing at a high level in sport. Your macronutrient timings and macronutrient choices are also going to be very important. So keeping your carbohydrates high. Your body's going to use that glycogen, use that glucose as energy through its sport. So if you're playing at a high intensity for whatever your sport is, football, soccer, basketball, your body's going to use that glycogen for energy while you're training. So you need to keep your carbohydrates high. If you're eating your 5-6 meals a day, you're probably going to have carbohydrates in 5 of those meals, if not all 6, just to facilitate the new growth, facilitate recovery, and to keep your energy levels high so that you can do your weight training on top of your sport specific training that you're doing with your club or by yourself or wherever it is that you're doing it. The other thing I would recommend is, because your calories need to be high, you're probably not going to get those calories from just protein and carbohydrates alone. So keeping your fats relatively high as well. Things like oily fish, salmon, mackerel, almonds, almond butter, cashews, and the nut butter equivalents are going to keep your calories high. So if you're trying to make up 3,500 calories, it's very hard to do that with sweet potato and chicken. So add in those fats. There's an argument for splitting your carbs and protein for different meals. Personally, I do that. I don't take carbs and fats in different meals. I don't take carbs and fats in the same meal. But a lot of that is down to bro science. There's no scientific research in specific that I can think of that says definitely don't do this. So you can add almond butter to your sweet potato and chicken, or whatever it is that meal you're eating. Next is your training. Really important for sport specific. The thing with putting on size and hypertrophy training, bodybuilding style parameters where you're doing 8 to 12 reps, 60 seconds rest. This is great for facilitating new muscle growth. Not very good for sport specific people. Depending on the weights you choose and the exercises you choose, you can put on a lot of size while increasing your sporting performance. So keeping your exercise selection clever, your compound lifts, your deadlift, squat, bench press, military press. These are all compound lifts that are going to facilitate new muscle growth. As long as your calories are high enough and your carbohydrates are high enough, even when you're training for your specific sport. But things like bicep curls, skull crushers, these exercises are fine at the end of your workout just for that aesthetic side, but they're not going to do anything for sporting performance. So leave them towards the end of your workout. Don't go in and do an arm day. If you're trying to increase your sporting performance and put on size, go in, hit your 3 weight sessions a week, 4 weight sessions a week, and focus on your compound lifts: squat, deadlift, bench press, military press, barbell rows, dips. Things like this are going to give you the best bang for your buck. They're going to improve your sporting performance by making you stronger as long as you're doing them with correct form. Keep your rep range, mix it up.